Hey, welcome to or back to BarbieCoProductions, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make records and covers for your dolls without using a printer. So let's get started. To start, I have this piece of black cardstock, but you can use any kind of thin cardboard, and this large roll of cotton that I find to be a really good size, but you can use anything circular that you can trace. Now, cut out the strip and fold in half, making sure the circle is even on both sides. We don't want to be missing any pieces. Next, glue them together. That way they'll be perfectly even. Then I put a heavy book on it. Now it's all dry and we can cut it out. Next, I have a paper lunch bag for the colour in the centre, but you can use any thin paper you have, as well as a roll of cotton, but once again you can use anything that you can trace around that's small and circular. That was a bit rough. Let's try that again. That's better. Now we can cut it out. I used the large roll of cotton to find the center of the record. This might take a few goes though. Now we glue the centerpiece on. And there we go! Now there's only 2 steps left. I used a small cotton roll to refine the center. Now, use something sharp to make the hole bigger. Lastly, I'm going to glue another circle on the back. Also, when puncturing the hole, please ensure you have adult supervision if you are under the age of 13, as it does require sharp materials. Now, re-puncture the hole. And lastly, I'm going to use some glossy Mod Podge to add all the lines, or grooves. To make this easier, I put the record on a cake tester. I'm using a fan brush, but you can use any paintbrush you have. Then, just try to keep the lines smooth and clean. I flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. Now for the cover. First, some white cardstock. Then, these are stickers I found on Aliexpress, but I find the sticky side isn't sticky enough, so instead, I glue it on. Then place it on the cardstock, making sure there's room around all the edges. and using the side of the sticker as a guide. Then cut off the front edge. Now open it up and cut on the fold lines to the base of the sticker, on both sides. As well as cutting off the top and bottom pieces. Next, use a pen or pencil to mark a line in about the middle of both flaps, and cut them off. Next, use a pen or pencil to mark rough 45-degree angles on all the corners. Then cut them off. Next, fold up both flaps. You want to make sure they're creased really well, because otherwise when we glue them down, they won't sit flat. A little more creasing just to make sure the folds are really there. Then lastly, glue them in place. And remember not to add too much glue. Now just squeeze it all together. And lastly, pop it open to see the finished product. Make sure to be really careful as the glue isn't dry yet. Then, just really carefully use a stick or a mini pair of scissors like I'm using to remove any excess glue, because we don't want the cover glued shut. And there we go, all done. Then just make a whole bunch more. Carefully remove the now dry record. And add it in the cover. And you're all done. Then just spend a few hours making a record for each cover. Lastly, just put the record on your record player.
When we're done.
But that is the end of today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider commenting and subscribing down below, as well as checking out my community tab where I post regular behind the scenes pictures and updates. Bye!